bonjour, and thanks for inviting me today. My name is Niranjala Weerakkody. I am a visiting professor here at the moment, and I'm from Australia, from a university called Deakin University in the state of Victoria. I teach media and communication units there, and I've been there for about 16 years. I think the main thing that we could talk about Australian culture is it is considered to be egalitarian, equal society. They say this equality is manifested in its backyard barbecue. Have you heard of it? The barbecues?
Can you explain?
Okay, now the barbecue is practiced in other countries as well, where you have the outdoor barbecue and you make sausages and meat and all that. But in Australia, the backyard barbecue indicates a lot of things about society. They say in communication, and where I am come from, we say that the food habits, how you cook, what you cook, tells a lot about a society. And the barbecue tells about this egalitarianness or equality because it is in the backyard, it's very casual, and people will come with their own beers, own brand of drinks, beers, and the salads are made by the lady of the house, and the meat is made by the gentleman outside, the husband.
Okay.
And he'll be making them, and people are not supposed to bring meat. If they want to, they could, but they're not supposed to. So the thing is, the ladies stay in the kitchen talking, and the men will be outside. When the meat is ready, people will come out and take their plate, go up to the cook and get their meat, and they will pick up the bread and sauce and the salads, and then they will eat. There's no standing on ceremony. There is no hierarchy. If you are late, too bad. You have to be there and that sort of thing. And that's what they say. It's not like where you sit at a table in a particular position indicating your status or your hierarchy. It is not there. So that is what they talk about. And also, people can be a little laid back. I mean, they will say, no worries. Can you do this? Instead of saying no problems, no worries. And they will say, oh, she'll be right. That will be all right. Everything will be all right. Don't worry too much about it. But it doesn't say that people can't be serious or professional when it's necessary. Okay? And they also like a lot to party, travel around the world. A lot of people travel, especially nowadays. You will find a lot of young people have traveled to far more countries than I have on holidays, because they will go to Bali, they will go to Fiji. Then nowadays they are going to Europe. That sort of thing. So that has made them more open to other ideas and other people's ways. Not everyone, of course. There are some people who go overseas, stay in a 5-star hotel on the beach and only eat the food at that hotel, won't go out anywhere.
Yeah.
That's still there. But a lot of people go to see places.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, we went to Europe, we saw this, we went to that, we went here, that kind of thing. Another thing that we could talk about is that Australia is a multicultural society. I'm a result of that.
Yeah.
I was born in Sri Lanka, and I moved to Australia about 16 years ago, when my children were fairly small, and I migrated. And so the migration has happened quite fast after the Second World War. Before that, they were mostly taking British migrants, no one else. And after the war, they realized that it was pretty risky not to have enough people because the Japanese bombed the northern part of it. So they said, populate or perish. And they had accepted people, especially from southern Europe, and professionals from Asia, other places came in.
Okay.
So now today it is like the US, it's got people from every country in the world. So the change that has brought in is mainly that you can see is in the cuisine.
Okay.
Yeah. So they say in the past, when it was only British people, without very few other people there, most of the food they ate was roast meat, either pork, beef or lamb, and 3 veg, that's the thing, 3 vegetables. So that was generally roasted potatoes or pumpkin, then peas, and then maybe boiled carrots. So it's it, and of course they have the gravy. You have it. Even now you can get that in a pub or some place like that. That's the standard fare. But now they have borrowed from everybody. They try fusion cuisine. You want anybody's food, it's not a problem. There'll be a restaurant, and you open any magazine or newspaper or TV cuisine, cooking program, they will have food from all over the country, and they give a twist of it with Australian material stuff as well. They might use passion fruit, which is Australian, and then they are very willing to experiment with other food. So of course still there are people who won't touch anyone else's, even in the country. So that means that if I want any Sri Lankan condiments or spices, I don't have to worry. I can just go to any normal supermarket and get the common ones. Except for the very, very unique ones, I may have to go somewhere else. It's normally not necessarily a Sri Lankan shop, an Indian, maybe a Fijian one, or Chinese or Vietnamese shop. So that is another thing that has come up with the multiculturalism.